Welcome back. Now, Namibia writer Anne Hambuda, the author of Iniquity, a dark and gripping debut, a dark and gripping debut novel officially published, that is on the 8th of December, is here with us. The novel explores themes of honesty, power and consequences following a Windhoek club magnate forced to confront the ghosts of his past. Now, Anne will talk about the journey behind the book, the decision to publish, that is without a launch, and also just what hopes the readers will take away from Iniquity. Welcome to Daily Roundup, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so I'm privileged to hold the book.
Yes.
Is it the first copies that you printed?
No, I've already sold a few copies.
Okay.
There are a few out there in the world, but one of the first.
All right, just to start off, perhaps just to tell us about Iniquity that was published, that is on the 8th of December, but without any formal launch, what led to the decision and how did it feel releasing your debut, debut book per se?
I decided not to have a launch just because I didn't think it was the right time. I didn't want to be too stressed. I already was doing a lot of the things because I published it myself. So I thought, let me focus more of my attention on like distribution. And then eventually at some point I can maybe have a reading or an event and we can talk about the book then. Yeah.
And I was going through your book.
Yes.
This is quality. I can see
Thank you.
took your time. You didn't just sit down and say, oh, I need to print a book and be an author.
Yeah.
Perhaps just, this is your first novel, right? Okay, so what is the moment you knew that the story had to be written, not just to be imagined?
I actually started writing it in January last year. I had this scene that came into my mind and I thought that like, wow, that's really cool. I think people would find this really cool. And then I had to build a whole story around it. And now here I am, almost 2 years later.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's just not fictional. So the book dives into forgiveness, honesty, and also consequences. Now, why were these themes important for you to explore in this book?
I think that for me, the book was also like a healing process for myself. Like I find writing so therapeutic. And so I had to learn, you know, forgiving other people, forgiving myself. And I thought that it would be a nice message to put into the book, but bury it underneath all the juicy storytelling. Yeah.
I see. And your main character, that is Antonio, is a powerful figure that is searching for redemption, right? What drew you to telling the story from this perspective?
So he's a club owner and he works in nightlife and in entertainment. And I used to work in different clubs and events like in Namibia, in Windhoek. And I've seen a lot of things. I've experienced many crazy things. And I just thought that if I turned that into a fictional story, add a little bit more spice, that it could be something that people would enjoy reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just mentioned, you said that the idea of Iniquity was inspired by your years, that is in the entertainment world, where the glamour and decay exist side by side per se. How much of the world shaped, of that world shaped the story?
A lot of it, because I have a lot of knowledge of how clubs work, how events work, the good and the bad that happens behind the scenes. Like if you're someone that just goes to an event and just goes and enjoys the show, you might not always know the drama that goes behind. So it is shaped by a lot of that, but I did make it all up. Like I just tried to think of something new and spicy. Yeah.
And now that the book is out in the world, even without a launch event, what do you hope readers feel when they turn every page?
I hope they feel like it's exciting to read. I hope they're not bored at any point. And I hope that it's like something that they want to keep turning the page to find out what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps just a word of encouragement for authors out there that want to journey into this writing experience. I know, like before we came on air, you were talking about how you even designed the cover yourself.
Yes.
And also did a lot of research for you to be able to come up with the whole book as it is right now.
Yes.
What motivation do you have for them?
I want to tell writers that it's actually a lot easier than you might think, not just to write the book, but also to get the book printed and published and out in the world. I think that, you know, we need more Namibian written books. And I hope that through what I was able to learn by publishing my own book, I can tell other people that it is very possible. I spent very little money also doing it. which I think is a very important part, because I know that for years I thought that publishing or printing would be something that I just would never be able to afford. But I found ways to not spend too much money on it. I taught myself so many skills in terms of like the layout and designing and picking paper, and just there's so many things that we can teach ourselves as well if we're willing to learn, and especially online on YouTube, you can learn so much. So I really just want to say that it's possible. It's not that complicated, and more people should do it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on Daily Roundup.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you
once
so
again.
much.
All right, and all the best with the marketing, and hopefully more people can get to read the book. How much is the copy, by the way, and where can they get it?
So it's 300 Namibian dollars. You can get a copy from me on social media, anywhere you find me, or you can also go to Uncle Spike's Book Exchange in town, in Windhoek. Anywhere you are in Namibia, I will send the book to you if you want it as well. And very soon it'll also be available worldwide on Amazon and on Take-A-Lot. Yeah.
Your number, your social media handles?
You can find me on Instagram as Anne, ANNE_NGL, or you can go to annehambuda.com, my website. You can also purchase it from there. And if you would like to call me on the phone, you can just call me on 081-7989-757, and I will tend to your needs.
You can repeat the number again.
081-7989-757.
And thank you so much for being on Daily Roundup. All right, that was Anne Hambuda just sharing the story of her first novel with us, and also just the process it took for her to come up with this amazing book. I hope you will get in touch with her and get yourself a copy. We'll be back after this.